on this rooftop. The morning now full in effect as you have this unsettling and unusual environment around you where you are afraid, you are nervous, you are anxious about what is about to unfold. But there is the sound of pleasant wind, summer birds chirping away, singing their songs as they always would. And there's this juxtaposition that is, if nothing else, unsettling. So we are kicking straight into combat here as this Shield Guardian has bounded over the top from this upper floor, slammed into the ground next to you, and is raising an enormous greatsword slamming down in your direction. So, as we kick things off, the first thing I need from you before we get into combat proper is I need a dexterity saving throw. So we are opening the dice roll as the session begins to see if you're able to avoid this sword as it clatters down in your area. Also, welcome Loopy Loo. Sorry, I did see your messages. I was just going through story stuff. Welcome to the stream. It's great to have you. So you can use the chant function, which I'm still shocked is a thing, and how perfectly it works for the stream. I just don't understand how it happened. It's very, like, serendipitous. I love it. I'm just going to clean my glasses real quick. Okay, so I'm going to close the giveaway here. Whoa. Okay. Sokite. It is a big word. Okay, Sokite, hit us with the roll. Ooh, it's an 8. Okay, so as this sword comes down straight between you and Akara, the top edge of this greatsword clips you. And you take... Hang on. You take 4 points of damage. Not an enormous amount, but as this first strike draws blood, I need you to roll initiative. So, opening the dice roll, switching the music, let's get into it. Exclamation mark dice to enter. Our initiative check essentially determines how fast we are to react to the outbreaking combat. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Susanna, with our initiative check, let's see how fast you react to this combat. Okay, so a total of 22, putting you at the top of the list. I've already rolled for everybody else, so that's fine. Just gotta make sure I note down your damage, and it's updating fantastically. Okay, chat, so as this combat breaks out, as this enormous greatsword from the Shield Guardian clatters down onto the wood and stonework beside you, splitting some of the floorboards, what is it that you do? You can just make sure, or sorry, you can just make out Matur High Shield, his head just poking over at the top of this kind of battlement. So it's very hard to hit him, but he is a viable option. What would you like to do, chat? Okay. So we have 2 votes currently for Hunters marking target number 1. For Sandwich, it's a classic for a reason. Hello, Matthew. Hunters mark target number 1. Okay, so reaching out and spending what I believe is your last first level spell slot. Yep. Wait, hang on. No, you had a rest, so your thing is gone now. Your spell is gone. Okay, so you reach out with your bonus action, and you watch as this spectral mist weaves out of your fingertips and then wraps around the creature, moving into spaces between the plates of its armor and wood that makes up this construct, revealing areas within it that are more susceptible to harm. So that's your bonus action. What are you going to do with your action? Signal Lazaro. Oh. I'm glad somebody remembered. I felt like I had to put it in the recap that he wasn't here just so you remembered. Okay, just so you're aware, this will not cost you your action. So you will still have an action after this. Okay. So, before things kick off, you realize this is the most opportune moment to call upon one of your new companions, your new allies, Lazaro, this betrayed adventurer, getting in over his head and finding himself corrupted by his own giant blood because of experiments conducted by Matur High Shield. You shout out into the daylight, and you start to hear the clamoring of heavy footfalls, thundering, and the toppling of bricks being pulled out from the side of this kind of run-down keep as Lazaro begins to climb the wall. So he's not here yet, but he will be soon. One second, chat. Just need to do something. Perfect. Okay. We are now on your action. So what are you going to do with your action, chat? You have used your bonus action to use your Hunter's Mark. You still have your action, which you can use to do things like attack if you so desire. I'll put the infographic on for a second here, just to remind you of the things you can do on your turn. You've already put your Hunter's Mark up, so that is currently active. The question is whether or not you want to attack with your action. You could use an item in your inventory, or you could try something else. You can improvise. Loopy Loo is suggesting a grapple to keep this creature in place. That would essentially restrict its movement. It's not a bad shout either. Thank you for clarifying your targets, by the way, chat. I appreciate that. Okay, so sharpshooter target number 1. I like that attitude, Loopy Loo. So, here comes our first attack roll here. Exclamation mark dice to join the giveaway. So this is a sharpshooter bow with mark. Okay, thank you, Susanna, for the chant. I appreciate that. Feel free to use that chant button. So as you ready this first strike against this shield guardian, let's see how you do. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Matthew or Matt, give us that attack roll, dude. This will also roll the damage as we have a new dice spot. Matt the worm at. Okay, 19 to hit, and you do a total of, oh my god, 28 points of damage. A devastating blow to the shield guardian to kick things out. 28 damage. I respect that, Matt. Okay, Falcon. You can go back and you can refund yourself because we already rolled the dice. Yeah, just refund yourself. It's all good. Matt's on the case. Everybody wrap it up. We're going home. Okay, so that is the first attack. You do have a second, so opening the dice giveaway one more time. So feel free to get on that again. Exclamation mark dice to enter. Okay, closing the giveaway. Oh, hang on. I think I've got to set that again. Yes, I do. I know, Matt. It's crazy. It's pretty wild. Okay, closing the giveaway. Okay, Herb, give us our second roll here. Remember, if we don't hit, we ignore the damage. It's good, though. Another 19, more than enough to hit. And you do this time 30 points of damage. Okay. Holy shit. So, in 2 rounds... Oh, sorry, in 2 strikes, as this greatsword is withdrawn from the ground, there's this moment when it's withdrawing it, bringing it back up towards the hip, and there's this moment where you see through the gap in the visor some kind of vital mechanism that keeps this creature animated. You lose 2 arrows in rapid succession, both slipping through this small gap, and you watch as it almost starts to tumble backwards. Reeling from the blows. Loopy Lou, thank you very much for the follow, by the way. I really appreciate that. So that brings us to Alden, who takes the dodge action because you've used all of your stuff up. The last thing I need to ask you, chat, is whether or not you are going to move or if you're going to stay. What are you going to do? Are you going to move or are you going to stay here? Okay. Okay, looks like you're voting to move. One more vote real quick. Are you going to go up or are you going to stay on this floor? Hello, G-Man. Vote up. Okay. We're currently 2 and 2. 3 and 3. Oh, it's going to be tight. Okay. This could be a coin toss. Do we have any tiebreakers in the chat? We've seen... You've seen the meme, right? You've been on the internet. Something about high ground? Okay. We're going for a coin toss. No problem, G-Man. No problem at all. Okay. Heads is up, tails is staying on the same floor. So tails, I don't know if you can see that. So you decide to back off in this direction to give yourself a little bit of space. In fact, I'll say you go here because you have a partial amount of cover from fire from Mature High Shield here, given to you by the stairs. Okay. I have Herb, so shiny. Okay, so that is your turn, which brings us to Mature High Shield. Okay, so, let me bring up my OneNote real quick. The first thing that happens is Mature, just able to see you all at this point in time over the lip of this upper floor, shouts out towards the space as it echoes within the forest all the way around you, this booming voice. This is why they couldn't trust you with the truth, traitor. You are petulant, naive, and an impulsive worm. You would force my hand for what? Indulging your ego? While you were busy nursing your wounded pride, I was finding us a way out. Me! And it's very clearly addressing Akara High Shield. down on the lower floor as he is not looking at you. The first thing he does is he ducks out of your vision. You hear a slight pitter-patter of feet somewhere above you, but you cannot see him. So I'm gonna hide here. Hello, Firefly. You're just in time. Okay, Akara High Shield's turn. She kind of looks back to you after this remark, and she just kind of shrugs. She doesn't really seem to have a whole lot of regard for anything he says, which might give you some insight into their strenuous relationship. So she is going to... She's going to cast a spell here. She's going to cast... She's got a bunch of second level spells, so the first thing she does is going to be a little spell called Spiritual Weapon. So you watch as she seems to move her hands in a circular motion, and there is almost like this rift of dark black and purple energy. She reaches into it and she pulls out what seems to be some kind of lance-like weapon crafted entirely from shadow that then leaves her hands and starts floating in the air. We are now on... Hang on, I should double check something. Yeah, so when you cast, so she makes this spell attack against the Shield Guardian. Unfortunately, it does not hit. So the shield kind of flies past the shoulder of the Shield Guardian. And the next thing she is going to do is cast Sacred Flame. So... let's do that. So it needs to be a dex save from this creature. Sorry, I'm just getting used to the new dice system, so give me a second here. Dexterity saving throw. Okay, fails. So takes 15 points of damage as this gout of flame erupts underneath the Shield Guardian, consuming it momentarily before it fades, leaving the creature somewhat singed. We are now on the Shield Guardian. So the first thing that the Shield Guardian does after reeling from the series of blows is look down towards... Yeah, it's going to be, first of all, Roga, and is going to attempt to make an attack with this greatsword. Hits. So even though Roga at this point in time is heavily armored, brandishing this new shield that you kind of secreted away from a creature you destroyed earlier, the blow strikes true, slams down into the shield, but the sheer force of it knocks Roga back, still doing some damage. Roga takes 15 slashing damage from the attack. And then we have the second strike, which is going to be on Akara High Shield. Okay, this strike also hits. Dealing 16 points of damage. So 2 of these greatsword strikes are true, accurate, and potentially a little worrying, as 2 of your allies take pretty significant blows from this single round of attacks. Okay, so we are on our buddy, who, using the rest of his movement, Jonathan Lazaro, leaps the last couple of feet, throwing himself from whatever purchase he previously had onto the top of the balcony, then clambers forward and rushes forward with intense fury towards the Shield Guardian, attempting to shove it backwards. So this is going to be an athletics check. Okay, so Jonathan Lazaro gets a 14. Let's see if the Shield Guardian can beat it. Okay, so the Shield Guardian braces, digging its metallic heels into the slightly fractured ground, and actually manages to, just reaching up and some kind of innate ability to balance in a way that is extraordinarily unusual, as it does not have things like muscles, just kind of locks itself in place, managing to actually fight against this creature which is now emerged, which is even far larger than it is. So Lazaro is bearing down the Shield Guardian, but is unable to actually shove it back. We are now on Roga. Roga makes the attacks with the longsword. And we are almost back up to your turn, chat, so start thinking about what you want to do next. Okay. Need to change that. Alright, so the first attack hits, the second attack unfortunately misses, as Roga withdraws a sword that you had almost forgotten about. The longsword that you had found in the cathedral below after unfortunately losing your ally Trank. This magical longsword is unsheathed, striking true on its first attack. I gotta turn off that dice, it's really annoying. Okay, so doing 14 points of damage. One thing you notice as this fight is taking place is that some of the damage inflicted upon this Shield Guardian is actually self-repairing through magical means. We are now on Alaric. So although you are doing a significantly impressive job at wearing it down already, some of those wounds are already sealing up. Alaric is going to do a chromatic orb. So needs to roll to hit. I'm just going to do something. Okay, that does hit. So Alaric finally, in this moment, seems to have a little bit more composure. All of this overwhelming anxiety that has left Alaric feeling somewhat underwhelming, desperately in this moment, conjures just enough focus to land this chromatic orb attack. Dealing acid damage, dealing, unfortunately, not a lot with low rolls, but he hit! He hit, guys, and that means something. Dealing 6 points of damage to the Shield Guardian. Okay, so we are on your turn, chat. What are you gonna do? So you have watched Mature High Shield disappear over the lip of the upper floor. You do still have this Shield Guardian here. Unfortunately, Cass, you have one charge of Healing Surge left. Just so you're aware, everybody. You have a singular charge of it. So it may be a little, it may help, but you won't be able to do a big heal on yourself. Okay, so Loopy Loo is opening up with the suggestion of moving up to the upper floors to see if you can find him. Okay, so closing that then. As you move up, you realize that your mark is not the Guardian, and it seems to be surrounded from most angles here, so you scramble up the stairs, darting as fast as you can, getting to here. Yeah, and as you crest the top of the stairway, you look out and there is nothing. You cannot see anyone or anything. What would you like to do? Now, just as a reminder, that doesn't mean that nothing is there. It just means that you can't see it. Do we have a way of detecting people being stealthy? You can use your action to try and listen to where this person might be, but you won't be able to attack on this turn. So what would you like to do? We've got a couple of options here. Detect magic, bow attack, sharpshooter. What would you like to do here, chat? You can continue your onslaught on the shield guardian, or you can use your action to try and figure out if, and in which case where, Mature High Shield actually is. So for transparency, if you decide to use something like Detect Magic, it may help you a little bit, but it won't immediately reveal them. The way I kind of rule something like Detect Magic is it doesn't tell you that you can see a person who is invisible. It may leave a trail of magic, meaning that you can make an attack, you have an idea of where they are, but it will still have disadvantage. Because there's a specific spell called See Invisibility, which you don't have, unfortunately, which is used for that kind of situation. Throw oil, also not a bad idea. Light that motherfucker up. What are we going to do here, chat? We got 4 different suggestions. I'm going to need a little bit of unity from you. Sharpshooter target number 1 seems to be winning right now. Okay, so... Hi, Riley. Oh, hang on. We've got 2 and 2 again. Okay, chat. Just so you're aware, throwing a casket of oil would maybe reveal a 10-foot square in an area. So like this square here, for example. To try and see if you can reveal where this person is walking. Sorry, my cat is back. She is determined. 100% chance to succeed. I admire your confidence. It's great. Okay, so you choose to throw oil. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, chat, looking from left to right. Hang on, I'm going to move up here as well so you can see. Let's say I'm going to open up the poll. This area here, these 4 squares, this is slot 1, this is slot 2. And then 3, and then 4, etc. What square do you want to go in? From left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe 5, but we won't worry about that. So 1 to 4. Which square are you going to throw the oil into? 1, 2, 3, no, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, slot number 3. Understood. You don't have to make any rolls or anything like that. So you take out a flask of oil and you throw it on the ground here. I'll draw a little square, which is something I can do. Square 1, 2, 3. Right here, just in front of you. There we go. And it covers the ground entirely, You do not see anybody coated in oil, and you do not see any footfalls in the oil. While it was a good idea, it doesn't seem like you picked the right spot. So, that is your action. What would you like to do now, chat? You've used your action. You have done... you haven't done your bonus action yet. So you do still have that. You can command Owlden to do something if you'd like. What would you like to do? Sorry, Falcon, I was a little late there. Thank you, appreciate that. So as a ranger, you can command your companion to move out and attack as a bonus action. Okay, it looks like Owlden attack is the selected option here. So I need a dice roll from you, chat. So feel free to enter with exclamation mark dice. While I move Owlden out here. So Owlden rushing through the doorway, squeezing through, is going to make a... I'll roll this because it's a little bit easier. Yeah, more than enough. So Owlden manages to tumble and force his way through to the other side here, further trying to surround the creature, and then makes a maul attack. Okay, so let me just open up the correct dice here. There it is. All right. Closing the giveaway. Susanna, give us a roll, please. Okay, so with a 22 to hit and a total of 9 damage, Owlden scrapes down the thigh area of the Shield Guardian, reaching up as far as possible, scratching away, pulling away sparks of metal and splinters of wood. This Shield Guardian now, surrounded from all sides, taking blows around the lower area. You can see parts of the legs are kind of inverting, or the plates of the armor around them are otherwise dented and at risk of falling away. That is your turn now. We are on Matur High Shield, who apparently is still here, as you are suffering from this point at the ill effects of a spell. So the first thing he is going to do is... Oh, actually, okay, yeah, so he is going to do something slightly different. Okay, so I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw from Owlden. I'm not going to tell you what it's for yet. What does dex save be? I don't think I added this to my stream deck yet. Saving throw dex is +4, so let me type that in here. Mod 1d20. Oh, sorry. Set 1d20 mod +4. Do that one manually. All right, so closing the giveaway here. Okay, Susanna, please give us our next roll. Let's see what you got. Okay, a very strong roll. All right, I need to roll these dice. Okay. So, first of all, you watch as from this area, this specific square, a small ball of fire arcs outwards over the lip of the upper section and then slams down into the ground in the center of this space. as a fireball erupts, this enormous explosion almost completely consumes this lower roof area, engulfing all of your allies in flame. From that, because Alden succeeds, Alden takes 14 fire damage. And I just need to roll saves real quick for your allies. 14 damage is a lot better than 28. All right? Okay, Roga fails. Akara High Shield also fails. Alaric also fails. And Lazaro fails as well. So there's something interesting that you see as this fireball erupts into the space. There is this central column right in the middle of all of your allies that seems to be protected from this flame, as Mature High Shield's expertise in evocation magic arcs the fireball in a way where it spreads around almost like a donut of fire, with the Shield Guardian at the center protected from it. Okay, so that is rough. So you don't know exactly what is happening, but you hear some kind of sigh. And then the sound of a small mass collapsing below you. As Alaric falls unconscious. Roga, as the flame disperses, just manages to escape it. And Akara High Shield also just manages to stave off death. So, as this fire begins to dissipate, you hear a voice clearly calling out to you. And you, lost adventurer. That's right, I know where you're from, misplaced demon blood. Give up on your crusade and they will show you mercy. Forget your home and this hopeless errand. Embrace the old ones and find a haven anew. You know, they can show you 1,000,000 worlds to rule. I have the key. All you need to do is accept. We are now on Akara High Shield's turn. Akara High Shield is going to... Hello, Riley. She looks to her right. Notice that your cat wizard has fallen. And Riley's like, cat wizard? Is me? Is going to cast... And she can't really get over there, so she's going to cast Healing Word at 3rd level. Which, because of her domain, heals for maximum amounts, so that would be... 12, 17 health back to Alaric. So Alaric immediately winks back into consciousness. Just in time. Redeem. Oh, a lie check. Yeah, why not? They exist. All right. This is an insight check on this voice calling out from you. from some space opposite you on the roof. Susanna living up to her name here. Okay. And a check bonus from Herb. So your insight currently is +3. This will bring it... Oh, no, that's actually Alaric's. Yours is much higher than that. Your insight is actually +8 now. With this check bonus. So, closing the giveaway. Herb! I love it when people who redeem the bonuses get the rolls. It's great. Okay, Herb, what do you got? Okay, so it's not great. Because you are unable to see this person, it's a lot harder to read their body language. Even as the spirits channel through you, giving you some greater insight into the inflections and tone of the voice, the sincerity of the words being spoken, it's hard for you to tell how much of this is delusion and how much of this is an honest appeal to you. That obviously doesn't change how you feel. This person is your enemy and you don't trust them anyway, but just so you're aware, that is kind of what you gather from this insight check of what is being said. Okay. Oh my god, I missed it because of the alerts, but Falcon, thank you so much for gifting us up to Loopy Loo. Loopy Loo, welcome to the community, welcome to the Cozy Club. I hope you're having a good time so far. G-Man, thank you for the follow as well. Let's kick it back into here. So, Akara High Shield uses this, gets Alaric back up with that bonus action, and then is going to use another Sacred Flame. So, the Shield Guardian needs to make another dex save. Fails. And takes 10 points of damage. Okay, so as this new darker fire disperses, as there's just been this series of explosions on this lower deck at this point, you can see that the Shield Guardian, this kind of faint crackling streaks of fire that kind of run down into the floor, kind of grounding itself. Some of them leave behind deep burn marks in the wood and singes on the metal, this dull discoloration and bending and warping of some of these metal plates very apparent. There is something else that you notice though as you look down towards it. In these areas revealed by the damage done, you can see somewhere within this Shield Guardian center there is a brief hint of some kind of arcane energy. And you get this sense that perhaps it's something more than just whatever keeps this animated. There's some kind of magical energy being stored within the Shield Guardian itself, though you don't quite know what it means. So, we are on the Shield Guardian now. Okay. The Shield Guardian is going to make its greatsword attacks against... Okay, the first one is against Roga to try and knock him down. So it needs to get a 21 or higher. Does not hit, so he uses its second attack to try and repeat it. Again, does not hit. So Roga, this desperate swaying and dodging in a true feral fashion, refuses to go down, backed into this corner, doing his best to protect Alaric behind him in the doorway, is just trying to not soak the hits, but kind of deflect them in a way where as the sword comes down upon him, it kind of deflects the blow at an angle as the greatsword slams into the ground. The greatsword comes back up swinging, and he just pings it off, and the greatsword almost flies out of the Shield Guardian's hands as Roga attempts desperately to use the Shield Guardian's momentum against it. We are now on Lazaro. Lazaro is going to attempt a grapple on this creature. Okay. So for you, that is a +5. And I can just roll this one here because I know what the modifier is. Okay, so successfully grabs onto the Shield Guardian, locking it in place, and then is going to attempt to punch it in the side of the head. Okay, also hits. Okay, so dealing 15 points of damage. You are watching again that almost immediately before the Shield Guardian suffers this blow, some of the tears and cracks in the armor of the Shield Guardian have once again sewn themselves up. This passive regeneration ability that it has, keeping it standing through the onslaught. Roga is going to attempt to attack. With the longsword. Hits with the first strike. Does not hit with the second. Okay. So Roga deals 12 points of damage to the Shield Guardian. However, stumbles forward after the blow, unable to really keep himself sturdy from the attacks that he's endured so far. Kind of just completely whiffs the second. Looks like a tired, exhausted fighter at this point. Okay, Alaric is back up. Gets to his feet. He exits out of the room. Does he take an opportunity attack for that? Technically, yes. So, the Shield Guardian gets the opportunity attack. But Alaric is willing to take the risk. Okay. Okay, so as a reaction, as this would ordinarily hit him, Alaric, you watch as this massive greatsword comes down and you're like, oh my fucking god. If this hits, it's gonna cut that cat in half. But as this happens, Alaric just glances behind him, raises a single paw, and you watch as this arcane bubble suddenly apparates around him, and the greatsword slides off it and slams into the floor as he casts Shield as a reaction. Okay. That's another spell slot gone. He then continues to run up to the top here, looks to you, looks in the direction that you're staring on this upper floor, and you hear him muttering angrily under his breath, "Two can play at that game." And you watch as he raises a single paw. Another massive ball of fire begins to glow in his hand, and you're expecting him to throw it, but he doesn't. Instead, he slams it into the ground, and this enormous explosion of arcane fire erupts, and there's a moment when you're scared for yourself. But in a similar fashion, you watch as the fire wall comes towards you, it parts exactly in front of you, and then goes around you. As Alaric, also a mirror of sorts of Mater, an evocation wizard, controls the route of the fire to completely avoid you and cause you to take no damage. So I'm actually going to roll this fireball in the chat. Okay, so set 8d6. Mod 0. Okay, let's see how much damage he does. $29 points of damage as fire cascades over the edge, filling down into the floor below, and you watch as also it forks into these different directions, completely avoiding your allies and causing them to take no damage from it. Okay, so Mater High Shield needs to make a Constitution saving throw to see if he can keep up this greater invisibility spell. For this, I will roll it here. So what is your con save? The difficulty class is 15. So he needs to roll higher than a 15. Hello? Okay. So, does manage to succeed. You watch this moment where you see this dark silhouette in the center of this ball of fire that is very clearly Mater High Shield, but as the fire dissipates once again, these kind of little streaks of fire flick off his body, fade, but it seems as though it hasn't broken his spell. Yeah, you missed 2 fireballs. So we are now on your turn, chat. So in this moment, because Alaric has cast this spell and you see this silhouette within the fire itself, you know where Mater High Shield is in this precise moment. So you can attack. It will be with disadvantage, but you can attack. What would you like to do, chat? Max would like to accept the bribe. What would the rest of you like to do? Okay, so this will be a non-sharpshooter shot. Okay, there's some different spellings here, but we'll go with it anyway. Doesn't matter. Okay, so this will be with disadvantage. So the first dice roll is coming up here. Feel free to do your exclamation mark dice to enter the giveaway. So for you, this will be... I have a thing for this. Attacks, bow. Just a regular bow shot. You do not have Hunter's Mark on the target. Okay, so you have an attack bonus here. This will add an extra 2 to the hit roll. Closing the giveaway now. Okay, QWERTY. QWERTY, thank you for entering. Type exclamation mark roll in the chat. So the first number to appear is the attack roll. Ooh, okay, so unfortunately with that attack roll, you just miss. As following up in a similar fashion to Alaric, you watch as the arrow loosed from the bow seems as though it's going to strike something within this this area where Mater is very clearly standing, although invisible, and then you see this flash of arcane as the arrow slams into something invisible and then clatters to the ground. So this is the second attack roll. Oh, sorry, that is what might happen. My apologies. That is what might happen, but we still have our second roll. And then we have another attack after that, potentially. Yeah, exactly, Herb. That's what I that's what I meant. So closing the giveaway. Okay, Max. Hit us with the roll. It has to be higher than the previous one. Okay, so unfortunately, even with the 20 to hit, or the 16, I believe it was total, neither of these attempts, as you are weighing up your options, this shield does come up and deflects the blow. So resources have been expended to avoid this attack. You still have a second bow attack though, so feel free to enter the dice giveaway as well. This will be with advantage, so we're doing a lot of dice rolling right now, but that's the way it is. We can get through this pretty quickly now. Let's just speed it through. A lot of dice rolling. Yeah, apparently so. Okay, closing the giveaway. Okay, Herb. Let's see what you've got here. So you have the spirit bonus still. For clarity. Oh, hang on. Oh, no. That's so unfortunate with a natural 1. It doesn't really matter because you still have disadvantage anyway. But there's a moment at which you almost slip on your own oil that you've put on the ground. But you still have another dice roll here. It's with disadvantage. Luckily, you can't get double disadvantage. It's not a thing that exists in D&D. So what a time to get a natural 1. It's the safest time there's ever been. Are you sure, Herb? You can't roll that again, right? You'll be fine. Oh, I'm certain? Oh, shit, okay. Okay, closing the giveaway. Shadow squared. Oh, Val, hello! Thank you so much for the tier 2 subscription for 17 months. Thank you, Val. Much love to you. Hope you're doing all right. Okay, so this is a 16, so it's the 18. Okay, so unfortunately, this second arrow as well bounces off this arcane shield that has been placed up around Matur as the second arrow clatters to the ground next to this space. So you're still aware where he is right now, but you're also aware he's probably going to move pretty soon. So unfortunately, in this moment where you have this chance, where you know exactly where he is, he has the capability to deflect them anyway. We are now on your bonus action, I believe. So what are you going to do as your bonus action, chat? You going to command Alden again? Let me prepare the next turn over here while I wait. Oh, yeah. Okay. Can we healing surge others? No. They can healing surge themselves, but they've used most of their hit dice as well. I might do that on the next turn here to keep them up. Okay, closing the poll, sorry. So, dice roll opens for Alden's attack with the mole. Feel free to enter here, chat. As Alden is going to attempt another claw at this creature to try and bring it down. Closing the giveaway. Okay, QWERTY, you're up. Give us that attack roll. It's a natural 20, chat! The first one of the session, let's go! Okay, so, the way I'm doing crits is you add another max dice here, so, let me double check. 7 plus another 6, so 13 points of damage as Alden tears out at this creature. Kind of grabbing on around where the thigh and the calf area of this statue basically connect, and ripping one of these shin plates off and then scratching down at the exposed wood. We are now on Matur High Shield's turn. He is going to... Yeah, he's not. He's going to do something else here, I think. Yeah. Okay, so there's a brief moment where you can almost taste this static in the air as you can feel this coalescence of air, this heat rising on the upper floor here. As Mature High Shield casts Lightning Bolt in your direction, casting both yourself and Alaric in the blast. So I need a dexterity saving throw from you, chat. So as you see this enormous stream of lightning heading towards you, let's see how good you are at avoiding it. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Max. Hit us with that roll. Okay, that is enough to succeed. Also, just so you're all aware, there's a new channel point thing for a save bonus as well. I added that in for this week. So if you ever want to get a bonus to your saving throws, it's on there now. It's a bit pricier because it's very important, but it's there. Okay, so I need to roll one for Alaric as well. 1 second. Alaric, unfortunately, does not succeed. So let me roll the damage for this lightning bolt. Let's see how well he rolls, chat. Sorry, just double checking how much damage lightning bolt did. Okay, so you take from this 14 points of damage. But as this electricity dissipates in the air and this taste of static on your tongue and the tingling on the hairs of your arms and on your neck subsides, you look back in this direction as the blinding light of this energy also dissipates, and you see that Alaric is simply a crumpled pile of burning fur on the ground. You don't know if he's dead or not, but you know he's out. As he falls to 0 hit points. Which should update any second now, but we'll get there. Okay, so that is Mature High Shield's turn. You did see this come from the same spot, but then you hear with your passive perception, he is moving somewhere, but it's really hard to tell where without actively trying to perceive it. So we are now on Akara High Shield, who cannot see what happened above. But you hear her just shouting, "What the fuck is going on up there?" And she is going to turn to Roga. First of all, she is going to cast a 3rd level Cure Wounds. So I need to roll that. So giving 18 hit points back to Roga. So she just kind of looks to him, places a hand on his shoulder as he's staggering forwards, kind of pulls him up, right? Just get it together, come on. And he just looks to her, and you can see some of the energy revitalized within him as he just kind of nods. ready for his next round of combat. Bonus action, she makes her Spirit Guardian... Sorry, her Spirit Weapon attack. Spiritual Weapon, which is there. Does it hit? Unfortunately, the spear once again soars wide, then begins to loop around this incredibly obvious coalescence of this dark magical energy that Akara possesses in the form of this floating weapon, not able to strike true. Okay, that's her turn. We are now on the Shield Guardian. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this happens. So you all watch. There is a moment at which you hear the clattering of metal where the Shield Guardian is, but at the point at which this occurs, you do not actually see the Shield Guardian moving, as if something is moving over its body. You watch as one of the small plates of its armor clatters to the ground, as if it is being pulled off. You then watch as the arcane energy that you spotted through the gaps and wounds in this creature's form begins to grow to the point where it seems to expand out of its form, and you watch as momentarily this almost neon blue arcane outline of some kind of rectangular shape encompasses the Shield Guardian. And then you watch as it's almost as if reality itself folds over the Shield Guardian. The arcane energy disappears, and the Shield Guardian is gone. So, let me just put the sound on here. I'm not going to get you to roll for it. Actually, you know what? I will. I need you to give me a perception check. So, exclamation mark dice to enter. With no current idea of what the fuck just happened, let's see if you can figure anything out. Dr. Zuman, welcome to the stream. Great to have you with us. Thanks for getting involved. Okay, Falcon with the check bonus. Okay. So, let me put this check on. Perception. This has an extra +2 to the result that comes up. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Loopy Lou, congratulations on your dice roll. Exclamation mark roll in the chat for us, please. Extra 2 to the result. Okay, so a 28 total. Given the severity of the situation, you look keenly, intently down towards the space, trying to get a sense of what the fuck just happened and what you need to do next. Anticipating some follow-up attack, your ears kind of almost curl forward ever so slightly, pointed as they are, and you feel this moment, the spirits welling up within you, and you're hearing these whispers within your mind, these seemingly infinite options spoken to you about what has happened. What do you do next? And you realize, first and foremost, the Shield Guardian is gone. The Shield Guardian has not gone invisible. You are left in this, again, unsettling situation where the daybreak is here. A wonderful summer day has begun. And yet, you found yourself in this awful combat that is very suddenly and abruptly stopped. As some kind of spell that was being stored within the Shield Guardian, possibly in preparation, became activated at the point at which Mature High Shield did something specific. Judging by your relative arcane capability, you realize that in a similar way to Akara High Shield, using the Dimension Door spell, using her magical cloak, teleported you inside this building, it's very possible that a slightly different manifestation or source of this magic has been used to create a Dimension Door to teleport both Mature High Shield and the Shield Guardian somewhere else. And you know that this spell has a range limit in the hundreds of feet. So they could still be relatively nearby. As you kind of instinctively look around you, you see that Alaric is still unconscious. What are you going to do? Looking at your character sheet. 1 second. Character sheet is down. Oh shit. That's so weird because I can still access it. I don't know why. So you currently have available 2 second-level spell slots. You have Hunter's Market to track number 1. Yes, you do. Oh, that's a good point. Before we do anything else, I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, chat. To see if your Hunter's Mark is still up, because you took that lightning bolt to the face. That's a very good point, though, Loopy Loo. Thank you for reminding everybody, including myself. It's good to keep it honest. Con save. Hello, Neen. Great to see you. Okay, closing the giveaway here. All right, Max, you're up. You need to get a 14 or higher on this roll. Oh no, 10 or higher, sorry. Okay, easy. All right, so you managed to maintain concentration on this spell, and with that, you will have advantage on your survival checks to try and track this creature, which may be important. But right now, you have a more immediate situation to deal with. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot it's 10 or higher, depending on what the damage was. Heppel, cat friend, let's go! I'm all about the Heppel, mate. Let's go. Okay, so, to do this, I just need to ask one more question. Are you going to use a spell? Or are you going to use a healing potion? Or are you simply going to do a medicine check to stabilize, which costs you nothing, but they don't wake up? So are you using a spell? Are you going to use one of your healing potions? Or are you just going to stabilize? I'm trying to find where healing potions are listed. Healing potion? There. Okay, so 3 for healing potion. Okay, so this is 2d4 plus 2. So you guys can roll this for me. So exclamation mark dice. Hey, Kaj, great to see you. Okay, Tilly. Show us what you got, Tilly. Okay, so for healing for 9 points of... That's a fucking good roll. A 4 and a 3. Let's go. So, 9 points of health returned to Alaric. As you have this moment when you're fearing what exactly has happened to him, you put your hand down on his belly and you can feel it very faintly move up, expanding, and then reducing itself once again. As he's still alive, he was just knocked unconscious. And he blinks his eyes a couple of times, gets back onto all fours. You can see there are areas all over his fur that are singed, burned away, and there's this smell of burning hair that lingers in the air. But he gets to his feet. Oh my god. Oh, I thought that was it. Thank you? Clears his throat. And then just kind of starts strutting down the stairs. Oh god, where the fuck did they go? Did we get them? Looks towards Roga, who just sighs heavily and then shakes his head. What I need you to do here, chat, is I need you to give me a survival check. To see if you're able to notice any signs of where they may have gone. I will take into account your previous perception check with this as well. We do have advantage on this roll. Okay, so let me enter the thing. I gotta remember I do this now. Wisdom, survival. I would never, Max. Nope, not me. Never would do that. Check when it's on cooldown? Yep, that checks out. Get it? Because it's a check. Okay. So, closing the first giveaway. Okay, Matthew or Matt. Let's see what you've got here. Okay, so the first roll is a 9 total. You do have advantage from Hunter's Mark. So there's a second giveaway here. Feel free to enter again. Anytime we have advantage on a roll, that could be from a spell or some kind of effect or situation where it means that you're extra likely to do well on something, we roll the dice 2 times and then we take the higher result of the 2. So the 9 is our baseline. Oh, hang on. Did it not start? What happened? I think the bot broke. Okay, sorry. It's fixed now. There you go. I think it's because I started the vote before the previous one had disappeared. I didn't see nothing, Tilly. I didn't see nothing. Okay. I'll need to do the dice thing again. Okay, closing the giveaway. Okay, Neen! Hot goddess herself! On this wonderful summer sunny day. Let's see what you've got. Okay, so 11 is our new total. So as you look out over the top of this upper layer of the barracks, you stare down into the forest. Let me switch scenes here. Don't know why it zooms out like that. You stare down into the forest. And you see about 600 feet over in this direction, something presumably quite large that is shifting the canopy of the forest. Big enough that it is hitting enough of the top of the tree branches for you to notice it as it moves. It is very clearly running away from you, but from where you're at, you can only just see the top of the Forlorn Parish Church in a lot less detail and a lot less size than before, seeing as you burned most of it down. And it is very clearly Mature High Shield on the back of this Shield Guardian, darting full pace in the direction of the Forlorn Parish. What would you like to do? You already are about 500 feet behind them. So they have a significant lead on you. So it is entirely up to you whether or not you want to give chase. As you sit and you wait, you're Akara High Shield, who is next to you still, kind of seems to be muttering under her breath, like running through some kind of thought process. Her expression is concerned. Unsurprisingly. Let's have a look at what resources you have left as well. You have another healing potion left. One healing potion left. Gotta remove one of these. You still have 2 second-level spell slots. Akara High Shield has... So you have 2 spells. She has 2 first, 2 second, 1 third. So Akara High Shield does have the means to heal you up somewhat, if that's what you want her to do. Okay, so we've got a couple of options here. First and foremost, you say that you are going to give the opinion that you are going to give chase. So I'll close that. As you suggest this, Lazaro kneels down next to you, offering out a hand almost like a ramp, and then just grunts at you, beckoning you forward in some attempt to communicate that he will carry you as you chase. If your intent is also to heal yourselves on the way. His size is large enough that your entire group can climb onto various parts of him, one on each shoulder, some on the back. You kind of look over to Akara as she climbs up, and she just says, "He's not a runner. Whatever he's running towards, it's not to escape. And I don't know exactly what that means, but what he said before, I think we need to go as fast as possible." Yeah, so basically you hop, all of you climbing onto Lazaro's back. He begins to climb down the side of the estate, and then at full sprint, you are all at this point basically at the top of the tree canopies as this bounding giant streaks towards your target in an attempt to try and catch up. So you will be moving much faster than you would be on your own, and you're able to heal in the process of doing so. Can we add Lazaro to the party overlay? You mean the D&D Beyond thing? Is that what you mean? Because I can't do that, unfortunately. I can only add player characters. But yeah, it's not a bad suggestion. It's not possible for me to do it. Okay. So let's do that. So you begin at full speed, darting through the tree line, and Lazaro is just pushing aside, breaking, shattering trees as you travel. Just his sheer size and strength as he just stampedes through the forest in the direction of the Forlorn Parish. You're traveling for about 5 minutes. You're not entirely sure from where you are how far ahead your enemies are from you, but you know they have a significant lead on you. You get to where you assume in a straight line is the Hunter's Lodge, and then you hear a loud howl of pain off to your left as you travel around that direction. Almost familiar to you. I need you to give me a perception check. Okay, closing the giveaway here in a sec. I gotta remember to put my my checks up here. Okay, closing the giveaway. All right, Hot Goddess. Once again, decide our fate. Huge roll. Enormous. Engorged dice roll. 26 total. As you listen out, as your ears immediately perk themselves and attune themselves to this howling tone that drags on and then echoes throughout the forest towards you, this is certainly the werewolf Theon that you had almost come to a tentative agreement with, but at the last second you decided to not honor that agreement and attempt to attack him instead, as you were worried about the future implications of creating an alliance with him. It is coming from the direction of Hunter's Lodge. Given your knowledge of the area and your excellent ability to determine distance, there is some kind of altercation happening around that area that involves him. So, you are aware that you are chasing your prey. They already have a lead on you. Are you going to detour, or are you going to continue on? What is your choice? Okay, 3 for detour, 1 for continue. I'll let it sit for a couple of seconds here. Are you going to deviate from your chase to investigate the circumstance unfolding nearby at the location of one of your friends? You assume. Okay, 3 and 2. I'll let it sit a little bit more, just in case this swings in a specific direction. So feel free to vote here, guys. What we're trying to figure out is you are giving chase, but you've heard something potentially dangerous happening nearby, and you're trying to decide whether or not it is the best idea for you to continue your chase or detour in order to try and resolve whatever is happening nearby. 3 and 3. Gonna need a tiebreaker here. I will give you 1 more minute to break this tie. Otherwise, we'll leave it to a coin flip. Okay, there we go. There's the tiebreaker. Thank you very much. So, 5 to 4 in favor of the detour. You tap on Lazaro's shoulder. He looks to you, you motion in the direction of the Hunter's Lodge, and he turns. You hear Akara High Shield saying, "Are you serious? We don't have time for this." But you continue on. Before long, you find yourself at the fence to the Hunter's Lodge around the back of the building. The rear cages of all of the prey that may have once been kept there. The cages completely empty and most of them stripped down and disassembled due to the Vegapygmy infestation that had taken a hold there some time ago, since being cleared out. As you look, you can't immediately see anything unusual from the outside. You circle around the building and you see that the door is broken in, snapped off its hinges, but you cannot see anything immediately as you look through the door. So I need another perception check from you, chat, to see what you can tell about the situation before you engage in it. Feel free to get on that dice roll. You can use the chant feature, or if you're on mobile, you can just do the quick exclamation mark dice type. Okay, closing the giveaway in 1 second here. Okay, Susanna. Susanna, give us our roll, please, to see what we can tell about the situation before we enter the building. No pressure. Okay, 15 total. You can hear the shifting of two figures inside the building towards the right as you enter, where you're aware is where Hunter was resting, where Hunter's bed is at the far side of the building. What would you like to do here, chat? You're aware that there are at least two figures inside the building. There's some kind of struggle taking place, but you're actually surprised at how little noise is actually happening. There is no conversation taking place. There is just shuffling inside. Okay, one vote for calling out from Sokite. Anybody else got any ideas here? Or feel free to sign on board with Sokite's idea. Try not to fart. That's a good idea. You shouldn't do that. Okay. So, you decide to call out into the building, acknowledging your presence, announcing yourself. There's a couple of seconds, and you hear a muffled shout from inside. That is very quickly stifled. And again, you hear this shuffling inside. What do you do? You don't hear anything else apart from that. A muffled shout, or attempt at one, and again shuffling of movement inside. What are you gonna do, chat? They're playing muted Just Dance. Oh, you guys know all about that. Don't worry about the door, Susanna. The door is broken. The door is being broken in already. That's okay. Sometimes we miss things. So what are you going to do here, chat? You're aware there are people inside. but you're not aware of the situation yet. Okay, you got sneak and carefully enter. Okay, I need a stealth check from you, chat. Stealth check as you attempt to carefully enter the building. I'll say at this point it's just you, considering you're not going very far. Okay. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Sokite. Sokite, go ahead and roll the dice for us, please. Excellent roll. So, with a total of 17, you enter into what is a very dim interior, as most of the shutters to the windows of the building are closed. Step by step, you inch inside, and as you look to your left, you see nothing. As you look to your right, with your dark vision being what it is, you unmistakably make out two figures, kind of almost scrunched up on the ground next to the bed on the far side of the room. You can see Theon very clearly sort of like looming over Hunter. Currently has one claw at their throat and one claw over the mouth. And makes eye contact with you as you enter. And you just hear from the other end of the room, "Of course it's you. Well, I suppose it's a bit fated of sorts that it would come to something like this. You see, since last time we met, I've been very hungry. And I blame that on you. Hard to get a meal when you've got a bunch of do-gooding adventurers around. Is there anything you do immediately, chat? So Theon, for people who weren't here, is a werewolf that was on board the ship that crash landed and resulted in you basically being here. Try not to pee pants? Listen, when you vote for trying not to do something, you tend to struggle. So... it's not a bad idea. Sokite's definitely onto something. So what are you going to do here, chat? We currently have a 1-1-1 split. You're going to need to work together here to come to a solution. Oh, fuck. That wasn't the tiebreak I was expecting, Herb. But it's kind of funnily... representative of your relationship with this individual, so, you know. Okay, so as Theon announces that he's hungry, and it's your fault that he hasn't gotten a meal, you sort of just mockingly reach down into your bag and pull out a sandwich and just kind of put it on the table and then just slide it across the table towards him. You see a look on Hunter's face. I need you to give me an insight check. Okay, Tilly with the check bonus. Yeah. Manolo, Math, and Sokai all have fate dice, which you can use at any time. I think Sokai is saving it. Maybe, Gene. Okay. Closing the giveaway. Okay, QWERTY. Hit us with the roll, please. Let's see what you can tell about both Hunter's and Theon's expressions. 19 total. Okay. So you watch, although Hunter's mouth is currently covered by these enormous claws, you see a smile with the eyes, this involuntary reaction as this moment of tension is momentarily broken. And then you see as Hunter seems a bit more relaxed. There's this kind of calm that begins to set in, and you can see Hunter begins to look around the room, scanning for something. And then the eyes rest just down by the side of the bed where they both are. And what happens is weird. Like, after this calm begins to set in, they seem focused on something, as if they've noticed something under the bed. And they begin to motion their eyes, like in a diagonal, between you and under the bed. Theon scoffs at you. And spits on the ground. Really? Now, joking. Can't I see I've got your friend here? I could rip their throat with one single slice. Oh my god, Kumiko. That's such a perfect emote. That's basically what happens. The Tori emote's coming in clutch. So the eyes then move, Hunter's eyes, their eyes actually look up towards Theon, and they seem to be trying to gesture something, to try and imply something that has to do with Theon, as if trying to motion for you to do something to do with him. So, what are you gonna do? It seems as though they have an idea. I'll say actually with your insight check, you're also able to tell that they are trying to signal for you to do some kind of distraction. Hello, Sean. What's the plan, Jan? So what are you gonna do? You are now aware that Hunter is trying to get you to create some kind of distraction, and they are gonna go for something underneath the bed. Max, what are you doing? Burst into song? Is this, are we having like a Guardians of the Galaxy moment? Is that what's happening? Don't compare it to that. It's a good moment though. To be fair, it's a good moment in that film. We got 4 for seduce. Okay, I need you to give me a persuasion check, chat. We are split now. I already called the vote. You could do both. Why not both? You start singing a seductive song to the werewolf. You have an equally bad modifier for both of the checks, so it kind of just makes sense. Okay. Closing the giveaway. So Kite. So Kite. Please give us our roll. Yes, dude. Woo. Okay. So, as Theon looks at the sandwich on the edge of the table, it's about to fall off, spits on the ground, you begin singing, and you're kind of inching ever so slightly closer with every note, like you're shuffling across the room towards him. It is completely off tune. You're forgetting some of the words as you go. You're correcting yourself as you do it. So you're like just shimmying across the room in the dim light towards him, towards the sandwich. And you start singing these words, and then you're like, oh, no, I forgot. No, that wasn't the lyric. Wait, no. Was it this or was it that? You look towards Hunter on the ground. Is it that word? And then they just shake their head. And during this time, Theon is just getting so frustrated that he momentarily releases the grip around the waist and points a pointed claw towards you. So, I am going to enjoy killing you. I'll rip your guts from you like I did that kid. As this happens, however, Hunter very suddenly pulls himself from the grasp of Theon, reaches under the bed, in the process gets a pretty deep scrape around the cheek. You see the glint of a silver short sword as it streaks through the darkness and stabs into Theon's neck. I need to roll. I'm going to roll this in the chat to make it fair. Let me do it this way. For Hunter, it would be 7. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Shit. Sorry, chat. I'm doing great, by the way. I mean, technically, I guess it counts. It would have hit anyway. You know what? We go with it because it would have hit. So this silvered short sword digs deep. You see it momentarily poke out the other side of Theon's neck, and he just gasps and begins to splutter blood all over the floor, instinctively releasing Hunter from his grasp, as Hunter then tumbles and begins crawling across the floor towards you. Tosses the short sword upwards. You instinctively catch it in your hand, this silvered short sword, appropriately selected for killing werewolves. I need you to roll initiative, chat. So, opening the dice roll here. It's one of those situations where, because of the situation, the roll was so bad that it actually became more effective. Like, the attempt at seduction and performance was just so absolutely dog water that it was infuriating to listen to. Because it's not a matter of whether or not it was successful at being a distraction. It's a matter of, like, whether or not there was enough swing either way to be effective. Okay. So, let me stop those. Okay. Closing the giveaway. Okay, QWERTY, please give us our initiative check here. $21. Okay, so you go first here. So, both yourself and Theon now standing at opposite ends of the room. You have a silvered short sword in your right hand. What would you like to do? Stab the Mother Ecker? Well, you gotta vote for it, bud. Coup de grace. So, Theon is currently reeling from this potentially grievous wound that's been dealt, but still seems to be able to just clutching at the neck, trying to stop some of the bleeding, just stumbling forwards in an attempt to try and claw out at you. Oh my god, Kumiko! What a mocking blow. Okay, so I need an attack roll from you, chat. As you make your first attack with the silvered short sword. The misdirect, Sokai. Okay, closing the giveaway here as the chant prompt ends. Okay, Max. Oh shit, I don't have the attack rolls up. Sorry. There you go. I did it in time. Let's go. Oh, sorry, Stone Aztec. You didn't. I'll try and get you on the next one. Look out for the next dice roll. Okay, Max. Hit us with the roll, my friend. Okay, so the blade strikes true. You do a total of 8 damage. Yeah, because it's immunity from everything else. That's fine. Okay. So, the blade streaks across Theon's chest as you leap forward. He almost stumbles back onto the bed, providing some of a sort of an obstacle for him at this point. Backed into the corner, nowhere to go, bleeding from the neck. There's now this great grievous wound across the chest as well, as blood just begins to spill forth from his frame. You have another attack here. So opening the dice roll again. There you go, Stone Aztec. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Okay, closing the giveaway. Okay, Susanna this time. Susanna, hit us with the roll. Oh, yeah! Okay, so dealing another 7 points of damage. A second slash, creating an almost X marks the spot over this werewolf's heart. That is your turn. Next up would be Theon, who is going to attempt to make a bite attack against you. As blood splutters forth, landing on the table, some of it kind of coating the sandwich as he stumbles forward towards you. That is... Oh, an easy miss here. Still reeling too much from the blows being dealt. The bite attack misses, just stumbles past you, almost tripping over in the process. Swings around as he falls in an attempt to try and claw out at you with a second attack. That also does not hit. So he just collapses on the ground and then attempts to kind of scramble back to his feet, but is struggling to stay up from the devastating blows that have been dealt. It is now Hunter's turn. Hunter, again, kind of stumbling across the ground themselves, just moves over towards Theon, grabs him around the throat. Gonna do a grapple check. Okay. All right, succeeds. So grabbing Theon around the throat, digging the index finger and the middle finger into the wound that they created on the neck, and just begins to hold Theon in place. With the second attack, attempts to punch down on his nose. Okay, unfortunately does not hit though, as during the struggle, Theon just kind of rotates his head out of the way and Hunter's fist slams into the floorboards. We are now back on your turn, chat. What would you like to do? Oh, that's good catch. I'm glad that my descriptions are adequate enough to give you a visual. That's fantastic. So you sort of begin to flourish this silvered blade in your hand, getting ready for the next round of attacks. What would you like to do? Okay, they're all different options, but they mean more or less the same thing. So I need an attack roll from you, chat. Given the situation, I'll say you have advantage on this one, because Theon is pinned prone on the ground. Okay, closing the giveaway. Okay, Jean. Jean, give us our attack roll with the silvered short sword. Okay, that's a hit. So dealing another 7 points of damage. I need you to make your second attack roll. So the first strike, as it happens, kind of you impale Theon around the abdomen area. As Theon struggles in this moment and the sword pierces through the stomach and into the floorboards below, the struggling stops as Theon very quickly realizing that struggling anymore is going to cause more damage as he is currently impaled. Okay, closing the giveaway. Sokite. Okay, Sokite, give us the roll. Okay, so you do have advantage on this one. So we'll do one more dice roll here. Oh, hang on. Let me reset it. Don't enter it yet. I did it too soon. There you go. That is very unfortunate, Sokite. So feel free to enter the giveaway again, as we do have advantage on this roll. Closing the giveaway. Okay, Tilly! The last second steal. Okay, Tilly gives the attack roll. Needs to be higher than an 11. Oh, easy, dude! 26 total. Okay, so as the sword has impaled Theon into the ground, instead of withdrawing it for a second blow, you twist the blade inside and he just screams and gurgles as blood just just splutters out forth from his toothy maw, some of it spilling onto Hunter, who's just kind of pinning him down and strangling at the neck. That brings us to Theon's turn. Theon is going to attempt to attack Hunter. With a bite attack. Okay, does actually hit. So, Theon manages to slip from the grip of Hunter just for enough time before it returns that he bites into their arm. And you can see as he rips away, just blood begin to seep through the exposed arm. Hunter needs to make a Constitution saving throw. For the transparency, I'm going to roll it in the chat. Oh, sorry. Okay. Set 1d20 plus 2. Okay. All right. So, there is a second claw attack. Okay, the claw attack also hits, so Theon reaching up then grabs Hunter around the throat and just scrapes down the side. Hunter at this point still enough strength to keep this grip going. It doesn't seem as though an actual fight had taken place before. It's that Theon had gotten the jump on Hunter, and then you had very soon after arrived, and they had tried to essentially hide instead. So lucky you arrived as soon as you did. So we are now on Hunter's turn. Hunter is going to attempt another punch attack. Hits with the first, and hits with the second. So slamming down twice into Theon's furred face. The first one, you can very clearly hear, snaps something in the snout of this werewolf. And the second one, you can see the hand comes down from Hunter and begins to dig into the eye sockets. And you hear something pop as you withdraw your own blade. Theon's struggle comes to an end, and he is now there lifeless, lying on the floor. Okay. Okay, bring that back up. Yeah, he tried. Bearing in mind, this all happened over the course of about 20 to 30 seconds. It all unfolded very quickly. Okay. So Theon's lifeless body lies there on the ground in front of you. Hunter takes a couple of deep inhales before kind of standing to the point where they are leaning up against a nearby table, placing an elbow on it and just kind of leaning there, sort of exhausted. Oh, thank fuck you arrived when you did. What's going on? Why are you here? What was that big noise? That wasn't you, was it? Sounded like a bloody fucking giant. Okay, so what do you say in response, chat? Why are you here? Also, you can just say, there's no time. And you can run. No time, run, get the fuck out. Okay. So Hunter looks to you as you incredibly briefly tell them that there's some shit going down and you need to go now. They look at you. Oh, right, sorry, do you need anything? Any weapons? No, of course you don't, you have them. I'll only slow you down. Please, just go. I'll be fine. Okay, so you exit the building. And you begin your chase once again. As you quickly dart in this direction, you get to the ridge at which the landscape starts to dip downwards towards this small valley at the center of which lies the forlorn parish. And then something happens. You start to hear a distant roil of thunder. And as your attention is drawn upwards towards the sky, you can see that the sky is beginning to turn black. Clouds begin rolling in, and you start to see sparks of energy above in the clouds themselves. This catches your attention for a couple of moments as you see this start to progress, and then you feel this incredible force pass through you, like some kind of invisible, booming impact from somewhere in the direction of the forlorn parish. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw, chat. As this force enters and then moments later exits your body. Momentarily, you're worried you're about to be knocked off Lazaro's back, but you manage to hold on. You just momentarily lose your balance. Con save. Remember, there's also the save bonus in the channel points, just so you're aware. Remind you of that because it is new. Oh yeah, SoKite loves to get ahead of things. Okay. So sorry, I haven't created an alert for this, but I'm acknowledging that it is happening in the chat. So for the VOD purposes, Herb has redeemed the D&D save bonus, giving an extra +2 to this saving throw, bringing it to +3 total. I can probably just mod that now. There we go. Okay, closing the giveaway here. Tilly. Okay, Tilly, give us our Constitution saving throw, please. Bless up in the chat. Okay, dirty 20. Understood. So you feel some kind of sinister force within yourself before you expel it. You hear these voices in your mind, just a no, no. And then there's a sudden kind of burst that originates within your form, momentarily illuminating the area around you as you sit on Matthias's back, and you feel this feeling dissipate. Okay, so I need to roll saving throws for everybody else, so just give me a second here as I determine the results of this check. I think for drama's sake, I'm going to roll all of these in the chat. So, the first saving throw is for Alaric. Let me check what his Constitution saving throw is. +1. Okay, the first saving throw for Alaric. Another dirty 20. Alaric also does not suffer any ill effects as the result of whatever this was. Next up, we have Akara High Shield. Okay, 17. She also does not suffer any ill effects of whatever this was. Roga. What is it for you? 5. Roga gets a natural 20, resulting in 25. Okay, I need to do one more roll, but I also need you to roll for Owlden as well. Sorry, I forgot that's a thing. So feel free to get in on the dice roll, because Owlden also needs to roll for this. Feel free to use the chant button. You're very aware in this moment that everybody that you're able to see currently has been subjected to this. Everyone feels it, everyone acknowledges it. Closing the giveaway. Let me just, hang on, what's his con mod? Oops. Save, con, +4. Okay, closing the giveaway. Falcon. Okay, shaky man. What have you got? Okay, another big roll here. Alden also not suffering any negative effects of whatever magic this was. Okay, I need to do Lazaro now. +4. Jesus crickety crickety Christmas. Okay. Okay. Haven't missed anything? No, we're good. Okay, so. You all acknowledging this happen, look to each other. You take a look at everybody's face. I want you to give me an insight check. As there's one person in particular who does not seem to be relieved by this. So exclamation mark dice to enter the giveaway. To see what you can tell. Could be Falcon. Could be. Okay. Closing the giveaway. Tilly again. Okay, Tilly. Tilly, insight check, Tilly. See what you figure out here. Okay. Not a huge roll, but not awful. As you look to Akara, she seems bothered. She's thinking about something. The way her eyes are moving and the way that she's muttering, you can't quite hear what she's saying, like you can't tell the words, but she's running through some kind of scenario in her head. And then she just kind of looks to you, looks to everybody else. Everyone's feeling okay? You can see that she's reaching for a dagger at her side. Everyone's feeling fine. What do you say in response? She hasn't pulled it out. She's obviously moved one of her hands down to rest on the hilt of a dagger at her side. Okay, some good questions coming in here. Two of them meaning more or less the same thing, so I think we'll probably go with that. Okay, yeah, so all three of them kind of along the same train of thought, so we'll go with that. So you look down to her, look towards her placing her hand on the scabbard of the blade. You ask her what's going on. Everybody responds, saying that they feel fine. She slowly releases her grip on the hilt. Okay, now, I'm not usually one for starting a panic, but that thing that just happened, that's what happened last time. From context, you understand that that exact phenomenon is what happened when the last undead outbreak happened. Mater Highshield, upon gaining this lead on your group, reaching the destination first, has once again activated the obelisks, triggering another wave of undeath.